Hi students, this is Miss Oberly with lesson 1-7, three-dimensional figures. Today, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify and name 3D shapes. You will also be able to find their surface area and volume. You don't need to write this down, but this is where we're headed. You should know what our face is, what our base is. You should also know what is volume, and you should be able to answer the question, what are the units for volume? What do you need to be able to do? Well, today you need to be able to identify and name bases and faces, and you should be able to find the volume of 2D figures and add them up to find the areas, to find the surface area of 3D figures. So that's where we're headed. Let's start with faces. So faces are the sides of three-dimensional shapes. Vertex is the point where the edges meet, and an edge is kind of like the line on 3D shapes. This is a prism here. A prism is a polyhedron with two parallel congruent faces called bases connected by parallelogram faces. So if you haven't yet, you want to be recording this in your vocab section. So the bases are like the top and the bottom. They're the two congruent sides. This is a pyramid. It's a polyhedron that has a polygonal base and three or more triangular faces that meet at a common vertex. So in this case, the base is the one side that's different. A cylinder you should be familiar with. The bases are two circles, and it's connected by a curved surface, which when you unroll it forms a rectangle. Surface area, remember, is 2D. It's what we can touch that's flat. And volume is 3D, so it's going to be units cubed, and it's what fills a three-dimensional shape. So like how much water can you put into a can? All right, so this is what we'll be kind of practicing in class here when you come in tomorrow, looking at three-dimensional shapes that have been unpackaged to form two-dimensional shapes. So in this case, if you picture what it would look like if we put it all together, it's going to be a pyramid. But we've unwrapped it, and we have 4 triangles and 1 square. So our base is the one shape that's hanging out by itself. It's a square. And we know how to find the area of a square. We are just going to do 6 times 6, or 6 squared. So the area of our square is 36. And our faces are all triangles. And we know how to find the area of a triangle. It's base times height. So this base is 6 times height, which is 4. And then we want to divide by 2. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. So each of these is 12 inches squared. And the center is 36 inches squared. So we can add that all up. And I'm getting 84 inches squared for my total surface area. And again, we said that this is a pyramid. So we're going to start by just looking at two-dimensional figures, and we're going to work up from there. So this is what we're going to start with. Come in ready to practice looking at the nets of three-dimensional shapes. And again, you probably remember this from last year, but a net is the two-dimensional version of a three-dimensional shape. All right, thank you.